Hello students, we are here to discuss Unit 3 of computer, that is values and data types. So in this one type of thing we should be knowing that program is a set of statements. As you know that many statements are written in a program. Means first line you are writing public class and name of the class, then public static void main. All these are the statements which is written. Means each statement of a computer is formed by using different words. Public you are using, then class, then you are using braces, like you are using many things in a program. Like you can see when I am saying that if you are writing like this public and class ABC, like this you are writing, then inside it public static, and like this it would be continuing. Then we are using variables in a, b is equal to a plus 5, like this. I have to initialize here b also. B is equal to a plus 5, like these things which we are writing. So this program is a combination of many statements we are having. But if I will be classifying that what is each word, means what is this public? Public is one type of keyword. If I am saying about this int is one type of data type. Means or you can say about this plus sign. Plus sign is known as operator, and this commas, semicolon and comma, these are known as separators. You can say that these are delimiters, or you can say these are separating. Or what is the meaning of semicolon? Semicolon is used in Java statements to end the statement. Means it is known as line terminator. You can say that this is one of the line terminator. And comma is used to separate variables. That is why these are known as delimiters. And these all things are used in a program. Means you can say that program is consisting of a set of statements, and statements are written with respect to the different kinds of words. If you are saying about in English also, if you are writing paragraph, paragraph is made up of you can say different sentences. Sentences is made up of different words. So here also same thing. Program is a set of statements. Program. This entire part I am saying is a program, and it is combination of set of statements. This is one statement. Each line. This is also one statement. This is also one statement. This braces is also one of the statement. Then this is the statement. Like this, many statements, and you can see that statements are made up of different individual unit. Means in English we are saying statements are made up of words. Here we can say statements are made up of different individual component, which is essential. These are known as key. These public class are known as keyword. These braces are known as delimiters. Means this is also component. This int is also one type of component, and this is known as a data type, you can say. And this also you can say plus is an operator. So you can see here clearly that the components of a program are, you can say that it is combination of many things are present, that I will be discussing later. So first thing I want to discuss is about character sets in Java. What are the different types of characters which is possible? First thing is letters. It is possible that letters is basically, it can be in uppercase as well as in lowercase. You can have like letter from small a to small z, or you can have capital A to capital Z. These are the letters which is possible. Digits, you can say from 0 to 9. These are the digits. Means digits are the numbers which is present. Now operators. Operators, what can you say about operators? Are you can have different types of operators. One is arithmetic. Arithmetic means plus minus, as we know, plus, then minus operator, then multiplication operator, then divide operator, and one more operator we must be knowing about, modulus. That is remainder, for finding remainder. These are arithmetic. Then relational operator is also there. Relational Relational operator means it is comparing two variables, A less than B, A less than equal to B. This is known as relational operator. Like this, you can say less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, or you are having, as you know that double equal to is also used. Double equal to, why we are using double equal to? Because single equal to, if I am writing like this, A equal to 5, it is cannot be used as comparison operator. For comparing, or if you have to check whether that A is having the value of 5 or not, if this statement is correct or not, you have to write double equal to. If you are writing single equal to, it will be assigning 5 to A. This is with respect to single equal to. And if you are writing double equal to, it is checking that 5 is, whether the value of A is equal to 5 or not, it is checking. So from here, these are relational operator. And one more is logical operator and or. These are operators. Logical operators are and. Then the other operator is or, not. That will be discussing later about these things. In the operator chapter also we will be discussing. Now delimiters, as I stated about braces are known as delimiters. Delimiters means separators, you can say. That these braces, public static void main dimension is from this bracket to this bracket. Its boundary is from here to here. If I am saying about this class ABC, its boundary is from this part to this part. This is the boundary of ABC. Not that, see, when you are closing this braces, it will be paired with the nearest opened braces. Is it clear? This is the nearest open braces. This is opened, this is closed. When you are closing, then it is paired with the nearest open braces. So boundary of this is this part, and the boundary of this class is entire part. This entire statements are written inside these braces. From here to here, you can say that these statements are written inside these braces. So boundary of public, this entire part is present inside this, and the boundary of this is from here to here. This is with respect to braces or punctuators, as I already said about this comma. Then you can have dot operator also, that is member preference operator. Then you can say about semicolon. Semicolon is used to end the statement, means it is used as a line operator, line terminator. So first thing we are going to study about tokens. As I already said about token, that token is basically, you can say, literals, identifier, assignment operators, then punctuators, separators, and keywords. These are the you can see token which is present inside this program. If I am saying about literals, what is literals? This 5 is a literal, one value. Literals are the constant values. I am saying about the identifier. Identifier, where these identifiers are present. ABC. ABC is identifying that this is a class. If you will be asking what is ABC? ABC is a class. If I am saying about this is also an identifier, A and B. A and B is also an identifier. Identifier means it is identifying that A and B are integer, type of integer. So this is also an identifier. Assignment operator, as I already explained about assignment operator, what it does, it assigns the values. 5 will be assigned to A. This is known as assignment operator. Punctuation, punctuators also I have explained about this, comma, semicolon. It is used to separate a variable. A and B both are integers. If you will be writing like this, int of AB, means it will be treating that AB is a variable. If I want to write like this, A comma B, then it is treating A and B as separate variable. Means comma is used as a separator. Semicolon is used as a line terminator. Line terminator, in English we are using full stop. In computer we are using semicolon. Then separators we have discussed. Keywords. Now about the keywords. What is known as keyword? Keywords are the reserved word. You can say about keywords as reserved word, which which have special meaning for the compiler. Every language has some grammar. Means you can say about this that keywords are the reserved words which convey special meaning. Means public has a special meaning for this keyword. Then class has a special meaning. Then public static. These are the words which have special meaning. Int has some special meaning. System has a special meaning. Out has some special meaning. System.out.println has some special meanings. So you can see about keyword as in words. These are the reserved words which compiler understand, and these are the reserved words which convey special meaning to the compiler. Compiler is able to understand these words. If I will be speaking English, it cannot be understood by the person who is knowing only Hindi, because he does not know the basic grammar of English. So same thing is here. If these, you can think like a grammar also, that these are the some of the words which can be special meaning. If anyone is not knowing the meaning of any word, he cannot understand the sentence. Is it clear? So same thing is with keywords. So now I will be discussing the other part, that is ASCII value. Okay. Now, as I told, we will be explaining ASCII code. ASCII code is American Standard Code for Information Interchange. This is basically, as you know, that computer memory does not understand any character. It converts it into its binary value, because computer understands number, and that number is binary, means it is either 0 or 1. So what happens as you are entering character from keyboard? If you are entering 0 to 9, 0 if you are entering one character, that is 0, it will convert into its ASCII value, that is 48. 0 value is 48. Then 1 value will be 49, and similarly 2 value will be 50, and it will be continuing. Now about if you are entering capital A value is 65, and capital B value will be 66, and similarly when you will be noticing that capital Z value is 90, as you will be proceeding further. Now as you know that capital A and small a is different, because Java is a case sensitive language. So the small a value is possessed is 97. Small b will be 98, small c will be 99, and similarly it will be going up to 122. Small z is 122, and the blank is having a ASCII value of 32. So you can see clearly that these are the ASCII values, and these are the characters which computer does not understand. Now you might be understanding these are also numbers, but I am told about these as characters. That I will be explaining here how it can be characters. Okay. In the next part, that is literals. Literals are basically, you can see that it integer literals. Integer literals means it will not have any fractional part, like this 5 here I am writing. So it is not having any decimal part like 5.25 or 5.0. If it is having like this also 10.0, then it is not an integer literal, because it is having decimal part. Even though the value is 10, but I have written 10.0, means it is already converted into its real literal. Real literals means it will be having floating part, means after decimal point. So here also after decimal point there is certainly 0, but it is after decimal point there is a number. That is why this is considered as a real literal. If I have to write integer literal, then it should be 10. So I can say about this real literals, as you understood the definition, that the literals which are not integer literals are real literals. So yeah, I can say about 5.5, this is an integer real literal, or you can say about this 10.0, this is also a real literal, because it is having a fractional part, or you can say decimal part. Character literals. Character literals are the literals which you are writing within single quotes. If you are writing small a, so this is character literal that I was talking about. This a will be converted as 97. You are entering like this char of c equal to quotes of a, but computer will be understanding this as 97 when computer will be executing. So from here you can see that this value is a character literals. The literals which are written inside within a single quotes is known as character literals. Or you can see about this also. Now you will be seeing this quotes and there is a number written. Now this is not a number, this is a character. You have to understand the difference. This is not a number, this is a character because it is written inside double quotes. And now its ASCII value will be 2 ASCII value because 0 ASCII value is 48, 49 will be 1 and 50 will be 2. So 2 ASCII value will be 50. You can say 50. Or you can say space is also a character. If you are writing nothing in between these quotes. So you can say that blank character ASCII value is 32. That is known as blank. Now I will be discussing string literals. String literals is basically, you can see about the anything which is written inside a double quotes, ABC. ABC means more than one characters. One or more than one character. You can write one character also within double quotes. But you have to think that if double quotes is present, then it is certainly a string. ABC is a string. Or you can say about this also as string. A is also a string. Why? Because it is written inside a double quotes. You cannot say that this is a character. This is a string because it is written inside a double quotes. Or you can say this 234. This is not a number. This is a 234 is a string because it is written inside a double quotes. So you can see about these things that these are a strings. These are strings. Now, or more things I can see about this true. This is also a string. Now, Boolean literals. Boolean literals are basically which is used to check the condition. Based on the condition, it will be generating two outputs. That is true or false. Two outputs are possible. That is true or false. And the Boolean values are always in lowercase. True. If I am writing true. And it is not written in within double quotes. You can see here this is a string and this is a Boolean value. If you have to compare this and this, what is this? This is a string because it is written inside a double quotes. But when the value means true or false only, when it is written without double quotes, then it is, and all the characters are in small case, lower case, then this is known as Boolean literals. These are known as Boolean literals. And null literals are used to initialize arrays, or you can use to initialize objects. So this is continuation with the literals. Now we will be discussing about the next topic. Okay, as I told, next topic is data type. Data type is basically of two types, that is primitive and non-primitive. Primitive means this is this is defined by the computer itself. It is inbuilt. And this is non-primitive means this is user defined. Users define it. That is why class is known as a user defined, as I explained earlier also. Non-primitive means it is defined by the user. We were naming like a public class ABC. ABC is one type of variable that is of type class. Means you can say clearly that ABC is a type of class. This class is a user defined. It depends upon the user to define it. So you can say about the other things, array and interface will be discussing when we will be proceeding in the next part. In the coming chapters we will be proceeding about this array and interface. Now I will be discussing about primitive. That is our main focus is on primitive. Primitive is that it is inbuilt system. Inbuilt means it is already present by the system compiler. It is already known by the system compiler. So the type are basically primitives are of two types, that is numeric and non-numeric. Numeric means numbers. Now you will be thinking about numeric means numbers, and you must be thinking that these are of one is integer type, another is of real type, because numbers can be only integers or it can have a decimal part also. Means some can be of integers type or can be of floating as well as double type. You can think that as I told that primitive has been divided into two parts, that is numeric and non-numeric. First we are discussing numeric. Numeric in which you can say that it will be only integers or it will be of real type. You can understand that integers, now integers means it will be having no floating part, and in real type it will be having floating part, means after decimal places there will be certain digits. So you can think why I have written byte, short, int and long. You can think that this is of as you can see the containers, if you want to put 1 liter oil, then you will be needing a size of 1 liter vessel. If you need, if you are having oil of quantity 2 liter, then you will be needing 2 liter quantity vessel. If you are having 4 liter oil, then you will be needing a quantity of 4 liter vessel. So same way you can think here that if you are having a big data, means a large number in integer, then you will be storing in long, because long has largest, and you can see here that clearly that bits, you can see that this is 1 bit, 1 byte. 1 byte means 8 bits. You can say this is 8 bits, this is 2 bytes, this is 4 bytes. 4 bytes means 32 bits, and this is 8 bytes means 64 bits. 8 into 8 is 64 bits. So you can clearly see that if the number is large, you will be storing in long as a data type. If you want to, how to initialize it? Long of A. Means A is of type long. If you want to initialize two variables of type integer, what you will be writing? In A comma B. A comma B. I have written comma Y because we need to separate two variables by comma. So A and B are of type integer. So the size, you can see that byte, short, int and long. Depending upon the size or the maximum the data, you have to take the data type. If the size is very large, then you will be taking long. If the size is medium, preferably we are taking integer only. But the size, if the size is very large, then you will be taking long. Now about floating, float and double. These are storing decimal type of values. Decimal type of values means if you want to store 24.35, then you will be storing in float or double. And float size is 32 bit and double size is more, that is 64 bit. If the size means if you want to store in float, then you will be you can use, but the size of float is small, but and the size of double is very large. That depending upon the requirement, you can choose your data type. So you can choose either double here, double of x. Then you have to use equal to operator as assignment. Assignment is that this value will be stored in x variable, and then you have to put here semicolon. So this is one example of initializing one variable of type double. If you want to initialize of type float, then float of y is equal to, you can write here at 2.5. So similarly you can think about characters and boolean. If you want to, character is basically in the form of numbers, or it can have in the form of alphabets, or it can be in the form of symbols also. If you want to initialize one symbol, char of C, then you have to write, as you know that in character you have to use single quotes, and inside single quotes you have to write the symbol. I have written plus. If you want to initialize any number, char of C, a quotes of 1, this will be storing number. Now if you want to use boolean, how to initialize boolean? Because boolean is also having like a string only, but it is not a string. It is written without quotes, without double quotes. Boolean of x. If I want to initialize true, true is written in small letters. You can see clearly here, true is written in small letters. Then boolean of y, y will be equal to false here. False is written, all the things are written in small letters here. So this you can see clearly here that x and y are storing the different values. This is with respect to boolean. This is known as now one more thing you can see from here, this a comma b. This is declaration. This is known as declaration. A comma B is declared as integer. Here also you can see that if I am writing here char of C, you can think that this is a declaration. C is declared as character type, means C is eligible to take value as character. Here A and B is eligible to take values as integer. If you want double assignment, means if you want to declare double type of variable, double of x, string type of variable, string and y. Now assignment like this you can do. In this step also, if you have declared A and B, then you have to just write here A is equal to 5. Means now assignment is storing value. 5 is stored in A. Or you can see about C. If I am writing here small a will be stored in C. Or you can see a y. Y is a string type of variable. You can write here double quotes and A, B, C and then semicolon. So this is known as assignment. Now we'll be discussing more things about the next topic, that is initialization, and next thing is type conversion. Two things. Okay. Now I'll be discussing about the default values. What are the default values? You can see A value is 0. By default it is taking 0. Float, it is taking 0.0f by default. String, it is taking null as an default value. Boolean P is initialized by default as false. If you are not initializing, or by default it will be taking false as an value. Or you can see this as an assignment also. This is also an assignment, that false. This is assigned. Now two types of inputs are there, that is static input and another is dynamic input. Static input means you are giving yourself value, means by yourself means you are assigning some value, that is known as a static input. In the program itself you are giving, and the values which are given during the runtime is known as dynamic input. That you can say it is a dynamic input. So here you can see 5 is already assigned to A. This is static input. See, this is double of D. This is declared first. You can write like this also, int A is equal to 5, or you can write like this also, int comma A and A is equal to 5. 2 lines also you can write. Same thing, double of D and D is equal to 5.525. This way also you can write, this is first declared and then it is assigned. This is static because you are giving values that time only. String x is equal to hello. This is two ways, means first it is declared and then it is defined. Defined means assigning. And here also in one line only, declared as well as defined is done in the single line. You can do in 2 lines also, and you can do in 1 line only. So this, now you will be seeing about dynamic initialization, that you will be doing it by scanner method, or you can do it by input stream reader method, or this is also one kind of dynamic initialization. If A, depending upon the value of A and B, C will be initialized. So this is also one kind of dynamic initialization method. So means whatever is the value of A and B, according to that C will be initialized. Now type conversion or typecasting. This is very important, that typecasting is basically two types. That is typecasting is conversion from one data type to another data type. So you can see the series here. Conversion from one data type to the another data type. So first type is implicit. Implicit, you can think that whichever is the bigger data type, it will be converted to data type. Suppose if it is given implicit, means you have to think that whichever is the bigger number or the bigger data type, means the smaller data type will be already automatically be converted to the bigger data type. I will be giving you one example. Int A is declared, A is declared of int type, B is declared of long type, and C is declared of long type. Now in the series you can see that as you will be going down the series, this will be bigger, as means you can see that the biggest data type is double. So you can see that definitely you can see long is greater than int. Means I am adding int A plus B. A is of int type, B is of long type. Means automatically it will be converted into long type. You can see here clearly that result of A and B is automatically it will be converted to long type. Similarly, you can see here double of y, double of z, double long of x. It is given here that double of y, double of z and long of x. X plus z. You can see here x plus z. X is of type long and z is of type double. Now in the series you can see long double is greater than long, means long and double it will be converted to double. The result of long and double it will be converted to double automatically. This is known as implicit typecasting. This means by no effort it is automatically being converted into its the bigger data type. And the other type is explicit. Explicit means we are applying changes. Explicit means we are applying changes. Like it is given int a. A is equal to 65. Now you want that the char of C. Char of C. I am writing. Now you want that A will be converted into character. What you will be writing here? C. Then A you write here. And in front of A, in which data type you want to convert? Char. If you want to convert in double, then you have to write double. But you have to be sure that you have to declare here double data type. I will be giving one example like this. Here what I told that A is 65. I want to convert in character. So what I am doing here, A I have written, and in front of that I have in the braces or in the parenthesis I have written char. So similarly you can do for double also, double of y and int of x is equal to 5. I want to convert this 5 into double. I will be writing here x, and in front of that I will be writing here double. So what will happen here? This x will be converted into double, and I have to store in one double variable, which is y. So this is the end of this chapter, and if you are having any doubt, so you can ask us in our WhatsApp group, okay, and try to solve all the questions.